Do what you gotta do.
So I've been going on really long aggressive walks for the past like 2 weeks. Today was the first day I started running since having COVID, dude. Oh, it feels good.
You have it or have had it?
I had it. I had it like last year towards the end of the year, and like it really jacked my lungs up. So now I'm starting to get back into working out and stuff.
So COVID's real.
COVID is real.
I was gonna say that's crazy, Nick. You've been to the Middle East and you've had COVID, so that's two hoaxes that have affected your life now. 9/11 and COVID.
Yeah, I know, right? I've also been to Africa, which I'm pretty sure isn't real either.
Also fake.
Djibouti,
Also
were you in
fake.
Djibouti?
No, our unit, Djibouti is basically like Kuwait there. We were actually forward deployed to a drone base in Kenya. So
That sounds horrific and terrible. And I'm sorry.
it was pretty funny because aside from having to deal with the locals there, you also had to deal with a lot of animals that could kill you.
By locals, do you mean the blacks?
They were indeed black.
Did you meet Obama's parents?
They were indeed black.
All the conspiracies.
The Kenyans are super cool, man. I like the Kenyans. I like the Kenyans a lot more than Middle Easterners.
I grew up, and maybe this is a story I should say for when we're started, but
We're already started.
Oh, we already started?
Yeah,
This is happening?
Yeah, we're starting.
We're going.
dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're already started.
So growing up, we had missionaries in our church constantly. And we had this one family come through from Burkina Faso, and they were the weirdest, nicest people in the world. And so I can definitely attest to the fact that there are nice Africans, but I can say this beyond a shadow of a doubt. Every single individual personally that I've met from Sudan that is in Omaha hates, I think, every part of my soul. That
I wouldn't
and
be
also
surprised.
have some of I have heard some excruciating stories from servicemen. So people who are like plumbers, electricians
Mhm.
that go and have to work on the homes of new Sudanese refugees.
Yeah.
It's horrific because they don't have some of them have no capacity to understand plumbing, right?
So they never learned it.
So they
Yeah.
shit in the tub, and they just shit in the tub, and it just
Oh
builds
yeah,
up.
because they use the Eastern style toilets over there. So
The ones in the floor,
yeah, the squatting ones. So
which I don't under fucking stand those. I don't get it. It's such a fuck you to humanity.
How do they clean it out?
They don't. It's a big fucking hole.
it's
Like
just a hole.
cistern. It's a
Dude,
cistern,
that's how
right?
like the bubonic plague spread was people.
Well, it's a
weren't
big
flushing
fucking
their
hole,
shit.
Caleb. It's not a
Y-
deep.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You
Oh,
can't
okay.
swim in it.
The
I mean,
actual
you could, I
toilet,
guess.
the actual toilets, like they have pipes and stuff that run into them, but
Oh.
literally they pee in there, and then like most of them wear like the long dresses and stuff. So I literally that's where the term Haji squat comes from. Just squat down and do your business like you're going outside or something.
Got
Oh
a
my
fun story
God.
about that, taking a shit under a deck.
Did you hate this person?
No, I was. So I just recently started some new supplements because I wanted to help my brain, and one of the side effects is watery poop. So
Yes.
I had to
That's
watery poop.
rough.
There was.
Caleb's familiar with that.
Do you know watery poop?
I'm
Caleb?
an IBS survivor.
Excellent.
Survivor.
Is the VA gonna be able to give you some benefits for that, or?
I am not a veteran, so no.
I mean, you're a veteran of that war, though, the IBS war, the war with your asshole. It is a fucked up
Hey,
war, isn't
and
it?
it went fucking nuclear. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Is every shit a guessing game?
Yes.
Yeah. You're like, here we go, and
Is it-
toss the dice.
Normal one. Is it gonna just fall out, or is it gonna like not come out at all? Those are the three possibilities.
Dude, I'm on like the opposite end of that. I have like a thyroid thing that makes me constipated all the time. So I never know if I'm going to have ones that are like pencil thin and like this long, or like, you know what I mean? That's what constipated shits are. They're really skinny, but really long, dude. And it's
Or they're
really-
like pellets.
no, they're not even like pellets, dude. I
Oh.
wish they were like pellets. Like,
I feel like this is quality fodder here,
This is
guys.
quality.
this is good
Yeah.
poop talk
Yeah.
with Nick, Caleb, and Tim Locklear.
That's right.
Well,
Brought to you by a variety of different legally purchased compounds.
Exactly. I mean,
And others.
people should be checking their shit though.
Yeah,
you know,
it should.
that's with you, with your kid, with your dog. regardless, the first sign of trouble usually comes in your shit. That's a fact, man.
If you find cum in your shit, that's the first
huge
fucking problem. Huge problem.
Cum in your shit.
It's either a problem or a solution, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Or a side effect.
A side of
Enter 1993 gay joke. Two
Well,
guys are having sex in a shower, right?
Yeah.
Doorbell rings, right?
Mm-hmm.
One guy pulls out, says, "Don't move." Goes and answers the door, signs for the package, comes back. There's shit and cum and blood all over the wall. He says, "What'd you do?" He said, "I farted."
Oh my god.
A fucking high school joke that we all told. I just see the vision of cum and shit on the wall. It was just like, oh God, how fucking terrible.
I love those party jokes, man.
So back to missionaries in Burkina Faso.
Oh fuck yeah.
No, I don't have any other parts of the story. I just wanted to bring it full circle back to Christianity.
Back to are we
Good
talking
wholesome.
about
And we get to it.
are we talking we went from shit to religion.
Well,
so-
I mean, there is a distinct correlation. In fact, when you juxtapose the two, shit and religion,
Mhm.
there's the characteristics are almost striking.
How so?
Well,
You're gonna have to expand on that one for
Okay.
me.
well, think about it. So poop isn't bad intrinsically, right?
Right.
There's nothing bad about
No, it's
poop.
good if you're pooping.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I don't know. That's true. I don't think it could be said that it's good or bad. Poop. It is.
Okay, fair.
Poop just is.
Fair.
Okay. And religion, similarly, has its capacity to be bad. We
Mhm.
all would agree, but it also has the capacity to somewhat, in some capacity, be helpful for some fucking people.
Sure.
Community is valuable. Reliability,
Tom Cruise with Scientology.
Right.
Yeah.
Tom fucking Cruise. All right. Look, all I'm trying to say is Tom Cruise. No, that's an interesting Tom Cruise.
With his
How did we get to
Scientology.
Tom Cruise?
Scientology? We're talking about
Scientology?
religion.
I don't
Oh,
know
I guess
much
that is
about Scientology, but what I do know about it is it's a really fucking goofy religion, man.
Is that a
Like,
religion? I thought that was like a 501c, like no, what are those called? Isn't that just like an LLC or something? Are they really a church?
Scientology?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
they're
like
just like
and
an
they're
org,
tax
right?
exempt and everything,
Business.
yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, and they like harass people. And
I watched that thing with Leah.
I mean,
yeah,
Jehovah's
Remini,
Witnesses do
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, but Scientology is another level.
You ever
like-
had a fucking Pentecostal talk to you about the gospel? It feels about a bunch like an ear beating, just about like it was with the Jehovah's Witness or any other people. I mean, I just think that people have a proclivity towards being passionate, like
They're
my
the snakes, right? Pentecostals.
Not necessarily. Pentecostal is a term that refers to the belief that at the day of Pentecost, that when this guy named Moses came down at the foot of the mountain, he was
Sure.
giving the law, right?
Right.
So they call it and the Jews still, Hasidic Jews
Mhm.
practice this thing called the Feast of Pentecost. It
Right.
means it's basically like the fifth something rather Penta 5. There's some fucking word. You
Are the
can Google it.
Pentecostals is that the same thing as the Seventh-day Adventists?
No.
Or, no, I
Seventh
don't.
Day-
I'm not.
Seventh-day Adventists are distinctly different from the traditional Christian belief that they are Sabbatarians. So they don't believe that church, quote unquote, fellowship should happen on a Sunday. They actually believe it happens on Saturday because the
Mm.
beginning of the week is Sunday. And for them, that's a very important thing because the Sabbatarians also, similarly to the Hasidic Jews, follow the Levitical law to a degree, as much as they can. I don't know how they feel about women in periods and going outside the camp. That was another Levitical law that was amended. I don't know if you guys know that. You can look this up in Leviticus. There's
Yeah.
a law. There's a law that says that if a woman's on her period, just to
Mhm.
be put outside the camp because she's filthy for a certain period of days.
They just
Yeah,
got
she has
tired
to-
of dealing with them, man.
Yeah,
She
They
has
got
to.
tired of the hormones. That's
She-
why.
so
They're like,
there's-
let's
And she has to
say-
bury
let's
her
say
rags,
this shit
too.
Came from God, and let's just not have to deal with them while they're on their period.
So
It's kind
so
of fucking brilliant.
it says in that book that that she has to like bathe for like 4 or 5 days
Yes,
straight,
'Cause
and
she's
then
fucking
actually
filthy.
and the same like the same page, right? It also says if a dude busts a nut, he's got to bathe for an entire day.
Yes, sir.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not defending it as a good thing for people to do today or as a legitimate like this should be followed, okay? Or that it's wrong or that it's right.
Mhm.
But as a belief system, if you were to remove the theology from their practices and their standards and their mandates, if you look at it at its core, what they were trying to do, it seems, was prevent certain things. So you look at the trigonosis, right?
Mhm.
They had they had rules about pork and seafood. Why? because there was no fucking way to cook it. And every time you ate it, you got fucking crazy sick and your shit turned to water and blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Now, that's just me pontificating here.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's really easy, really super easy to shit on the big highlights in some of these viewpoints, like they hate gays, or they don't allow men to have sex outside of marriage, or they view this that way, or the issue with, you know, abortion, all these other different issues. It's easy, but at a very narrow view, that's the only time it's easy. When you zoom back out, it becomes easier.
I think when you look at it from a really literal point of view, like in modern times, yeah, it's kind of weird and goofy to see that. But then also when you put it in context that stuff was like 2,800 years ago, when they didn't have like tampons and they didn't have hygiene like we have today, and they didn't know that washing your hands like prevented you from getting sick and stuff like that. Like when you see, when you see that like these people 25, 28 years ago had some kind of like hygiene code written in, you know what I mean? Like for the
sounds
time,
like they had it together.
Yeah, for the time, it's probably good. You know what I mean?
Like I wonder about the mixed, the blended, blended cotton, you know, or not blended cotton.
Polyester.
Well, they said that you couldn't wear blended garments. That's what it is.
Okay, yeah.
So multi-material. And there's some people, some historians that claim that the reason for that was that certain materials that many of the people in the area were making their clothes with were filled with these thistle thingies, and they were all getting these rashes, and they were like, break. I think they don't know why. And so it was like, you can't wear blended clothing. Why? Well, because all the people are getting rashes on their assholes.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever. So it's like, you have to wipe your ass with the left side of the birch bark and blah, blah, blah. It's like that becomes a religious practice. And then people later, they throw other people in a ditch and they hit people over the fucking head and they freak out and call other people, you know, all these terrible names and burn villages, and all in the name of this idea that very likely could be the word of fucking God. It could be, or it could be a quite literal guide to living, as you said, 2,800 years ago, or however many years it was, 20 million, billion, gazillion.
And I think the other thing with religion is it's been used to keep people under control for a long time.
So it's easy to shit on it.
Yeah. No, but
honestly,
in a good way, almost. Religion got people out of the dark ages. Like people, you know, that fear of, hey, I'm going to go to hell if I do this or that, got people to stop acting out, you know, to at least the point they weren't barbarians. And then at some point down the road, someone figured, hey, we can make money from this. And
we got to do something about the butt fucking.
Well, the funny thing about the translation of the the men shall not have sex with other men bit was actually like a poorly translated English version of the Bible, where it was actually supposed to say that men shall not lay with boy. So it's basically telling men not to fuck kids, which I think we can all agree with.
Ethos, yes.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of which, did you hear about Bill Gates' wife today?
I heard something about him she warned him about Lord Voldemort in real life, dude.
The big split in their marriage was she was uncomfortable with his relationship with Epstein. Bill Gates is a pedophile. Probably.
I think Epstein did all that shit that people say he did.
100%, dude.
You're 100. How the fuck can you be 100%?
There's so much evidence for it.
Hold on.
There's so much evidence.
Hold on for a minute.
No,
Nick.
I am 100% sure.
Listen to me. How the fuck have you ever met him?
I don't need to meet him.
Have you ever been to his house? Have you seen the fucking papers? Then how the fuck can you be so 100% sure? 100%, Caleb? 100%.
97.
This motherfucker comes out with 100%. 100?
The evidence is pretty
Dude,
compelling,
I don't even think Michael Jackson 100% touched kids.
I don't think Michael Jackson touched kids at all.
At all? Okay, hold on. Can we just go ahead and curb this Epstein thing here? Because
we need to move on to the Michael Jackson thing. Yeah.
You don't think he fucked kids?
I don't think so.
At all?
No.
At all?
I think with Epstein, the evidence is like, dude, there's so much evidence stacked against him. It's like, maybe it's like 99.9999999.
There's always that shadow of doubt that he was totally framed.
He didn't say shadow of a doubt, Caleb. He said 100%. Okay, so I'm just trying to get Nick to just stick to his word here. Nick, 100%.
100%, man.
That's fucking big numbers. How do you come to that conclusion?
The evidence is.
Are you gonna masturbate your microphone?
No,
Jesus, what the fuck is going on here?
And I'm just fighting with it.
It's gonna come soon.
What's that?
It's gonna come.
I know. It's hopefully. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, that's like trying to give a hand job to somebody without a circumcised cock. It's like, what the fuck is all this extra shit here for, Joey?
There, now we're
Sorry.
good. No, we're good now. I was fighting with my microphone.
Nick's like, what's that sound in the background? I'm having an asthma attack. Now watch your fucking eyes.
I'm just apparently like Caleb's jerking somebody off over there or something like that. So, and I can only see his hand in the brace, so I'm not 100%.
The brace hand, you cannot jack off with the brace hand. Found that out the hard way.
We tried earlier. The edibles, it wasn't. There was not enough lube. It was awkward. He gets all touchy. You hear that hiccup in his laugh at the end of that laugh there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he started doing. But without the laugh, just the hiccup. Then it was awkward, and then my dick got soft. Wait, not mine. Did I say my? I mean, the dick got soft. I don't know whose dick it was. Your Honor, the dick got soft.
Oh my god.
So moving on.
You
want you guys to know
already, dude. Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right?
We cuddle. I don't know if you know this or not, but we've done jujitsu, Nick.
Yeah.
Caleb and I we've choked each other. Yeah.
Tell me about your experience about that.
Yeah, Caleb, tell people about your experience of me crushing your ever
when I
living
saw
soul.
God.
Did you hit him with the go-go platter? That's usually like the.
I love that. Oh, he said the words. He said the hair on the back of my neck stood up. Yeah. Well, I definitely showed him a go-go platter or two. My mic's falling apart as well. My preferred method of choking actually recently has been the diesel fucking squeezle.
Oh, I've heard of that.
I like the diesel squeezle a lot. I
think someone did it to me actually.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
the asshole. I like it because it's sneaky enough that when you've got that big deep overhook over their neck, you slip this other hand in, and your hand's soft, so they're thinking you're trying to go for the. We're gonna get geeky, boring here. That would be the what's that called when it comes across like that? Can you see my hand?
I can. I'm not under. It's really hard to like imagine what you're doing like without another person there or something.
Caleb, let me wrap my arm around your neck.
Like
like this. Like this.
Like
yeah. So it's right here, here.
Thought he was actually going to choke me for a minute.
That was my knuckles on his chin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a really slick choke because people think it's a different thing, and so they defend in a different way, and then you push your knuckles into their trachea, and they instantly tap because of pain, and then they're like, "It felt like a crush," and I'm like, "Felt like a tap to me."
I have a really profound memory about the go-go platter that's always going to stick with me because the first time it ever got done to me was with a guy that knew what he was doing with jiu-jitsu. And, we were just doing combatives in the Army. So, like, they don't teach you the go-go platter.
No,
really.
they don't get deep.
No. So, like, I was in his guard, and then just all of a sudden, just whatcha-ta gets me with it. And
his foot's under your chin.
Yeah, and dude, I made it sound like a dog getting hit by a fucking semi truck.
Yes,
like,
yes. Yep, it's terrible.
Oh, I remember. No, the first time we were doing it, and he fucking had me around the back, and I just remember him starting to choke me, and I'm like, I can't tap, I can't be a bitch, and then I started to black out.
Yep.
And my vision was closing, and I'm like, okay, I have to tap.
I have to tap
because it's weird. It's not that you can't breathe; it's that your brain's shutting off. Yeah,
it's the artery right there.
Yeah,
you're cutting off the circulation.
You can breathe. It's not like being choked to death. Like it's weird because it's not like being strangled because it's not at all. Yeah, you can breathe fine, but your brain's shutting off.
Well, I honestly, even worse than that, because these have like longer lasting consequences of getting tapped by one of these. But did he ever get you with like an arm bar or anything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, they do everything to me.
We've run the gambit on him. Even some good heel hooks and some toe holds, and we play with the no-gi stuff. You know what? I just feel like if you're gonna, I mean, jiu-jitsu is so rare in that you can go 100% with somebody, and they could be a fucking black belt world champion, and they can't hurt you.
Yeah,
because you just have this tap, and it stops, and that's so beautiful. And so then, therefore, I feel like anybody that ignores an element of the body of the person when they're doing that art is an idiot. And a lot of people ignore the feet, the legs, because they are afraid of them. Because some big giant motherfucker knocking you off your ass is scary, except for if you know what the fuck you're doing. And if you've done it 100 times or 1,000 times or whatever, then when that dude comes and tries to take your legs out from underneath you, instead of pulling your gun out, you fucking kick him in the balls and step aside, then take his back and choke him unconscious and then call the cops because he's an asshole and he shouldn't have fucked with you. But at the same time, you don't need to exert excruciatingly large amounts of energy or any sort of force multiplication tools whatsoever in order to be able to handle whatever the fuck happens. And jiu-jitsu happens to also be fucking fun. You ever choke this motherfucker?
Plus you don't have to. Plus,
so
you don't have to
fun.
worry about breaking your hand by hitting somebody like in a really hard spot on their body, which is one thing that's good about that.
That's what I've always loved, like the kung fu movies where guys get punched in the face and they're just knocked out.
It doesn't work like that.
We were watching her show One Tree Hill or whatever. I came out after we were doing a show. Yeah, it's terrible. And I love the part where they get to the shitty 90s music because that means it's about to end. But there was a guy got in a bar fight and there were like 4 different guys coming at him, but they were all waiting around and coming at him one by one like a Steven Seagal movie. And I'm just
nice.
This is not how fights happen. This happens.
One guy hits you in the back of the head with a fucking chair, and then you get
the rest beat the shit out of you.
You get your ass beat, but you're unconscious, but you can still feel it, and it's just terrible. Like
being unconscious is so fucking scary, man. It's terrifying because when you go out, like it like the last time I went out, it was like I forgot how to tap.
Yeah.
It's not like I couldn't tap. I knew what tapping was, and I knew, okay, I'm gonna tap, but it's like, how do I move my hand again? And then I'm out.
Boom. How long were you out for?
I don't know, 15 seconds.
Oh,
but I mean, like, as soon as I'm out, I'm waking back up and it feels like I wasn't out. So I'm looking up and I'm like, what happened? Where? Yeah. That's why you look at a lot of these MMA fighters, they'll come back after getting knocked out and they'll start fighting the ref. I seen one where he put a guy in a single leg X and basically in a leg lock in this ref. The one that I forget the guy's name. He's got that huge handlebar mustache, just like 4 inches long on either side.
That's a black guy, is it?
No, white guy with bald head and big, huge, strong dude. Wears like a leather. Only giant dudes can get away with wearing fucking leather bracelets. Douchebags and
nobody's gonna tell that guy that he's a fucking weirdo for wearing that.
Walk up to The Rock and tell him you don't like his fucking jewelry. I don't think that you're gonna do that. Yeah. I mean, he seems like a decent dude. He probably wouldn't fuck with you, but.
Go up to The Rock and make fun of his hoop earring he's got. See what happens, dude.
What are you, gay? Yeah, I'll show you gay. Come here, motherfucker. That's what
does he have a hoop earring?
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of Shaq, I think.
No, The Rock's got one too. I'm like 80% sure about this. What?
I'm gonna pull this up real quick.
All right, can we please Google large masculine ethnic individuals for 300, please?
Yeah, this should be a Jeopardy category. And does he have a hoop earring or not? Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah, he did back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah,
ew.
Back in the day.
Ew.
You can see it.
Ew. Look.
Michael Jordan has a hoop earring.
Ew.
Yeah.
He's got 2.
Does he have them in both ears?
Hey, can we just make sure every time we talk about Michael Jordan, remember all the fucking times he failed? I just love that. That's a really important element because everybody talks about how much of a winner he was and an amazing person, but the numbers of times he won juxtaposed up against the times that he lost, it's not good numbers. He was a losing motherfucker who just happened to do some dope ass shit right at the end of his fucking career.
Yeah.
But his first part of his career, he was a fuck. He didn't do well at all. He was not a superstar. He was passed by a lot of fucking schools.
He didn't even make his fucking high school team.
No, because he was fucking bad. He was a bad basketball player. And now everybody's like, oh man, I want to be like Jordan. Fucking why? You want to be like Jordan? Let me tell you something. You wake up and you start doing fucking push-ups until you can't fucking think anymore. And when you're finished, drink some water and start doing push-ups. And that's just your life. Just do that until you can't think straight. Because that's what Michael Jordan basically did. He got his ass handed to him for like fucking, I don't know how many years it was until he made it.
Yeah.
And that's, again, I mean, a full circle, the gospel of jiu-jitsu. But that's why I like choking people, is that it teaches you fucking ethics. Mm-hmm. It teaches you fucking point A to point B. That the in order to get the area of this, in order to understand what's going on, I like to call it like the Pythagorean theorem of fighting. It's like, if I fuck with him, he's gonna fuck with me, and he might have more fuck with than I do. And so A squared, B squared, C squared is, I'm gonna get my shit pound pushed in. Yeah. And it's gonna happen. And I don't know, and because I don't know what B squared is, why the fuck would I want to fuck with anyone? People are like, I'd fuck him up, man. That ass. No, you wouldn't, and you fucking shouldn't. You know, because people are monsters.
You-
There was
you
a
know why I
naked
like-
guy on Leavenworth today.
I was gonna
Sorry.
say to add to what Tim was saying. That's why I like hanging out with people that do like martial arts, like either they're just like boxing or something, or they're a wrestler. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, or most of the time, I'm gonna say like 90% of the time, dudes like that don't have anything to prove.
Yep.
So they're not gonna be fucking assholes when you go out to places with them.
Ready to
90%
throw
of the
down.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some of them that are really, really crazy. Like you know, I got a fighter buddy of mine that fights with Dynasty around here, and he's not somebody I like to go out with because he's not all there. He's a bit punchy, you know. And but he's a solid dude in the gym. His game is fantastic. He's a great kickboxer, but and his jiu-jitsu's world class. But
Has he
punchy.
done like semi-pro, or has he done pro? Like
he's I guess I could say his name's Chad Reiner. He's done some local stuff, and he's done some international Muay Thai fights as well.
Wow, cool.
REINER, I think. I don't know.
Muay Thai is a very cool martial arts style. I really like Muay Thai.
I think if all my kids got taken from me and my wife was going to end like Punisher, I think I would move to Malawi and learn Lethwei.
Where is that?
I believe it's in the Philippines, right?
Okay.
I don't know. Google. I don't know. I'm not certain.
Malawi. I'll look it up real quick.
Well, look up Lethwei because
Okay.
there's this guy named Jean Leduc. He's from Canada, but they have this thing in you're Googling Lethwei right there. There it is.
Burmese boxing.
Burmese. There it is. Thank you.
Myanmar. Yeah.
Myanmar. Yes. That right there. That motherfucker right there.
Yeah.
Headbutts, bitches. MMA with fucking elbows and headbutts.
Oh, so just
Buckle
dirty
the fuck up.
fighting.
Because let me tell you something. It's not MMA truly. There's not takedowns like that, but it's basically badass kickboxing with fucking knees and foreheads and elbows. And this guy, what's his name
Oh
again?
my God,
Go back.
Look at that. His face is just
Yeah,
covered
they're
in
fucked
blood.
up. They cut all the time. What's that bald dude's name? Go back.
Oh shit.
Oh god damn it,
Was
Caleb.
it this
That guy right there. Who's that?
Dave
Leduc?
Leduc.
Say it again.
Dave Leduc.
Dave Leduc, that guy. Google that motherfucker if you're interested, because he does this thing where he pounds his chest and he like does this crazy goofy shit, and they wear these flowery weird outfits, and then he just goes and eats their fucking souls. And it's awesome and it's bloody, and I like it because, like you said, he's a calm dude. You look at his Instagram story, you hear him talk. He's like, hey, what's up, guys? How are you? Hey, listen, I'm the
And then he
best.
just
I'm the best
destroys
fighter in the
people for
world,
a living.
and I'll kick your ass. And if you want to hit up my people, you can schedule a fight. That's how he sort of like Connor, you know.
I would be really cool. It would be really cool to hang out with dudes like that. They're like really well-known pros and stuff like that. Like, yeah, even like Connor, dude. Like, it'd be cool to hang out with him, but I think it would be annoying, not because of Connor, to go out with Connor, but if you went out with you went out to go have some drinks with Conor McGregor, dude, inevitably there'd be that asshole that would try to think he could take on Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. Yeah.
And would
fucking
ruin your
dickhead.
fucking night.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Why would anyone
would be me,
think
by the
they
way.
could- I mean, the guys.
It would be me.
The guys.
I'd be like, Connor, I bet you can't armbar me, you faggot. Come here. And then he'd be like, what the fuck did you just say? Oi, or something in an
Yeah,
Irish accent. And then he'd
something
kick
in
my
his-
fucking ass.
Isn't he going to jail?
I hope
there?
so. Only because it would make him even more cool. His mystique would make my wiener wiggle.
Yeah, you imagine going to jail with Conor McGregor, dude.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, dude.
I'm
It'd be
not
like a
even gay,
fucking-
but it would be so awesome. Man.
It'd be like the Raid 2, dude. Like he'd be in there and
Raid.
like everybody
Never
in the
seen that.
fucking showers would be trying to whoop his ass, and because he's just Conor McGregor, and they'd be having to fight off like a bunch of dudes like a fucking kung fu movie, man. Except it'd be real life.
What if he's like low-key gay though?
He might be. I could see
He
it.
might be.
Like
I
he
could
might be
see it.
super into
He might
dudes.
be.
Like he's really like soft and like really loves like pedicures and baths and
I
like,
could see it.
you know,
He dresses the part.
he's fucking fly, dude. He's
Yeah.
fucking.
He's
don't
got
hate-
good style, yeah,
He
man.
really
Don't be
does.
hating
Those
on
suits
that.
he wears, fucking. He's got a suit, and on the
Pull it up
fucking
real quick.
sleeve of the suit is a picture of him going like this, and it's tiny little pictures of him all over the fucking suit. I'm like, that's goddamn genius. It's a picture of him all over him. It's the epitome of Is
Oh,
this
yeah,
it?
he's
Is
got
this
some
him?
nice suit game. Yeah.
Fucking gang banging right there, dude.
He's got some nice suit
It
game.
looks like he's got 2 fucking Colt gold 45s underneath his fucking tits.
That was what he got arrested for.
Having
the
a gun?
guns. Yeah, you can't have guns in Ireland.
Yeah, you can't have guns anywhere.
You can't
Oh,
hear.
that's super.
Wait, you can
lame.
have guns here?
And Nick's in Texas. You can have like a fucking rocket launcher there.
Nick, I'm from
dude.
Texas.
I think you told me that before. You're from like the other half of Texas, though, right?
The bit more country, I guess, is where
Aren't you from Galveston?
No, Cleburne, Burleson, Joshua, Crowley, sort of about 15 minutes southeast of Fort Worth,
Okay.
outside of
Okay.
Tarrant County into Johnson County, about 2 hours south of Dallas.
Okay.
A lot of racism, some decent folk, some
Yeah.
cows,
Yeah.
maybe a few gays probably mixed in there.
Usually.
Imagine there's a gay or two in Johnson County. I mean, you got to imagine that many racists. It feels like also the more racist a town, the higher the proclivity towards finding a gay. Don't you think?
A lot of gay people are pretty racist,
What? Holy
Yeah.
shit. Really?
just from my experience.
How do you figure? Do you have an experience, an example you can give us?
I'm not going to name drop anybody.
Well, don't
Why?
fucking name drop. Just tell me the story
I
of
just-
that a gay guy was racist.
Know someone who refers to his neighbors as the renters and the African Americans. So.
Oh, fuck. I was listening to this old podcast from mid 90s. These dudes called black people Sundays.
Why?
He said, because nobody really likes Sunday. It's almost Monday.
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm not fucking joking.
fucked
The
up.
whole fucking podcast. He's like, yeah, this group of Sundays is over here. These fucking Sundays, man.
Oh
And I'm
my
like, what the fuck
God.
is a Sunday? He's like, oh, like a black guy. And he's like, a what? Are you saying that as like that's the wrong thing to say? That's wrong. You can't say that.
What point in the podcast did he say that? Because we're gonna get kicked off YouTube if I don't cut it out.
Am I? Oh, I didn't
just
quote it
bleep
word
it.
for word. Is it because I dropped the M-bomb?
Yeah, no.
Am I
you
not
can
allowed to say that?
That's like the one thing we can't say or we get
Oh.
kicked off.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I
you're
didn't
good.
realize that. I
You're good.
apologize. These views not
They do
necessarily
be like
represent
that.
those of. You're supposed
And
to.
it,
Okay.
and, you know, I will say this is consistent on YouTube, because even if fucking Denzel Washington came onto YouTube and dropped the N-bomb like that, it would
They ban him?
It wouldn't fly.
Can you cut this
Yeah.
out then?
Yeah, I'll cut
did
it
I
out.
just fuck up everything?
No, you're good. It'll take me 2 seconds. I just
Okay,
got to cut
good.
that small part out.
Okay, so you whatever the name of your podcast is.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bread
get
and
ready to say it.
circuses.
Okay, so these views and words previously stated do not necessarily represent those of.
Bread and circuses.
There it is.
I love that I threw in necessarily. Like, they might still be okay with the N-word, right?
They might still be okay with. Can I quote a movie? That doesn't use the N word?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, because we had one of Caleb's friends on here, probably one of the 3 black people that have been on our
Ooh.
podcast, and yeah, we couldn't even have we couldn't have it on the show because YouTube will.
So he was
slap you
using
a
it
few
as like a
times.
colloquial euphemism.
Yeah.
He was quoting like people calling him it.
Yeah.
And still even that is not allowed.
And then we
Yeah.
had a white girl write the show about how offended she was that slurs were used.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it wasn't either of us that
Ooh, I
said
said
it.
the F word earlier too.
No, the F word's fine. You could
So-
say fuck, fuck, fuck,
Yeah,
fuck.
No,
fuck
no,
all you
not
want.
that one. The
Oh,
other
you could
one.
say that one too. They
I
don't,
can. I
Yeah.
can drop the hard agate.
yeah. They don't
Wow.
care.
Not that I would. I don't.
You can say it, but
I
think
wouldn't
you can
prefer
even
to
ca-
say it.
Well, I think you can even call somebody it, but it's
No.
gonna be, but it won't be kicked off like saying the N-word, dude. Like the N-word is like
Wow.
no go.
What if
zone.
2 black people are talking to each other?
It doesn't
think
matter.
I think they
Hey.
let that happen, don't they?
What about rappers? What about the lyrics?
'Cause
on
there's a lot
50
of rap
Cent?
music.
There's a,
Every
well, there's
single
a difference between a hard R and the
Oh,
A.
you mean if they use the A? Yeah, no.
They actually did hold on. YouTube and Google actually differentiates between those two.
They won't. Oh yeah,
Yes.
they're pretty straight. Yeah.
They
Yes.
actually
Yes, it's really good.
there's
Yeah.
actually legal documents that state the differentiation between NIGGAR or ER and NIGGA.
Yeah.
Yes or no? Are you sure? Are you fucking
Yes.
sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They'll.
Fuck America.
Well, so
Fuck
like
freedom of
YouTube.
choice.
So YouTube.
That's
bring
does-
back communism.
that's very white of you to not know that, Tim.
It is. Fuck me for not knowing that, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
Fuck, that's so dumb.
They don't have someone that just sits in a room and watches video by video.
They don't?
Someone gets offended and they'll flag it, or their algorithm will pick it up. Like they'll hear you say
Their
something
algorithm
like it.
is really good about picking up the hard R, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Nick knows because he says it on live streams all the time.
I do.
Well, me and Nick will be at the meeting later in Alabama, Tuscaloosa. So visit your local Tuscaloosa, Alabama meeting. It's going to be 6 to 5:15 in the morning. We'll be burning the cross at 9. Please bring your own robes. Thank you.
I'll say this about, and Tim will know this because he's from.
I'll bring a robe for you if you don't.
He's from that part of Texas. The racism that goes on in the South is a lot more direct than it happens in the Midwest. Like the racism in the Midwest is very kind of watered down and it's not usually direct. And a lot of times people in the Midwest are being like acting like they're saying some racist shit, but they don't know that what they're saying is racist. Yes. Like a perfect example. I had somebody in my family was talking to another person in my family. This was like a family reunion thing. They were talking about how the quality of like at the day modern rap music will never measure up to classic rock music because there will never be classics in rap music.
Oh, nice.
Compared to rock music, and I'm just like,
that's such a boomer thing to say.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
That is the most boomer thing.
Well, there's these Midwesterners. They're real super nice about it. It's like, well, listen. I know y'all like that watermelon, but I just listen. I don't like your music.
Yeah, no,
that's literally how it is.
Whereas Texans are like, I won't use the hard R, but Texans will very plainly tell you, I think you're stupid and poor.
Yeah.
And I think that you're bad. And like they'll tell their kid, my uncle, okay, no shit. My uncle's cousin, I guess it would be. Mm-hmm. So no relation to me, but my uncle's cousin was on Facebook a couple months ago and basically said, not basically, he did say word for word in it as a comment. And then I called him and then we had a whole debate and discussion. And then we don't talk anymore. It was very volatile. But basically he said, well, there's a reason that North Omaha is having all these shootings. He lived here for a while and then left. It's like, there's a reason. I was like, what's the reason? Well, I mean, look at their color. I was like, well, you don't fucking believe that shit. Fuck you. Fuck you, just fucking around. It's like, no, seriously, man, look at it. Just look at it. I mean, just look at it for a minute, man. It's only the blacks that are having these problems. And I said, fuck you. What the fuck do you mean the blacks? That's ridiculous. I said retarded, to be honest with you. I did.
You could say retarded too.
So maybe I'm like equally as bigoted as him. I don't know. Fuck me. But anyway, and so like this guy, otherwise a decent fucking cat, not a fucking hateful guy.
No.
Would pull over on the side of the road to fucking help you.
Yeah.
And thinks black people are inferior.
That's usually how it goes, though.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's Nebraska.
That's really how it goes,
Nebraska
man.
racism.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
that's really how it is.
Nebraskans aren't burning crosses in anyone's lawn.
Dude,
They're just if those people would just pull their pants up, maybe it's that.
If they just quit resisting so goddamn much, those cops would stop shooting them, wouldn't they, Bill? I know.
You'll hear a lot. You'll hear instead of saying like the and then insert like a negative word for some racial minority, right? It'll be those people. I wish just those people would stop doing that or something like that.
My favorite though, or they.
They.
My favorite though, honestly, is the hardline liberal racism. That's my favorite.
Give me an example, Caleb.
You talk about cutting back on welfare and they call you racist, and I'm like, how do you connect welfare with minorities? Like, like
it's racism, but it doesn't come from like a place of hatred. It comes from like a place of like sympathy.
No, but it's still like of low expectations.
Yeah, exactly. It's still that they're looking down on them, but they're feeling bad for them instead of hating on them. It's that's basically what it is.
But that's racist. You can't say that. Oh no, but I'm saying that they're destitute. So you see, it's not.
They're like, no, I'm saying it because it's terrible that they can't afford their water.
Yeah, that kind of shit. Yeah,
it's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Did you hear about that little girl Shanakwa in North Omaha who got hit by a car? It's almost like us not having filters for our water.
It's that kind of shit.
It's that. Yeah. It's like I experienced their hardship in my life too.
Yeah.
No, you fucking don't, you dolt. You don't fucking experience any of that shit.
I think the perfect example of this, right? And I've talked about this on the show before, and Tim, you might have to tune this out because it's going to be some nerd shit. But Caleb, I've told you this about before, where that one guy like last year wrote that one article for like the New York Post or some shit. Some like well respected newspaper.
Was that Chad Relic?
No, it might as well have been. But a guy like this, right? He writes an article where he says that the orcs in Dungeons and Dragons are racist because they're like a fantasy depiction of black people.
You mean the orcs in Lord of the Rings?
The orcs and but you know, alluding to the stuff like that, like the orcs are racist because they are fantasy versions of black people. They're based off of black people, and I'm like,
That is racist to say.
how?
Yeah.
I don't want
That's
to be
a
a stick
racist
in the
thing
mud
to
here, guys. I don't want to be contradictory just for the sake of it, but I actually agree. I think orcs are fucking racist.
Do you?
No. No, but I can understand. Look, here's the problem. I mean, like they're searching for shit to get fucked up about.
Yeah, to get mad
Yeah.
about.
They're like, where's the next fucking thing?
That's
Where's
2020. There's a rush to it, knowing that you can ruin someone's life. Like, or
Yeah,
their career or whatever.
the guy goes on to say, like, a month afterwards, when everybody calls him a dumb fuck, that he's like, oh, he admits, I'm not familiar with the game. But even then, like, the damage was done, because now it made Wizards of the Coast, the company that makes that game, completely have to change their writing and stuff, what they're going to do in the future for writing of the game. And they admitted, like, oh, we're gonna make it to where we're basically not gonna write cultures for anything because we don't want it to be seen as racist. And I'm like, dude, this is like the 90s when people thought the game was like being played by a bunch of Satanists.
It wasn't.
90s. No,
I've never met a fat piece of shit that played World of Warcraft that wasn't super into the devil, sucking his dick and all that kind of stuff.
World of Warcraft. I've never played that yet.
I just want to be clear, though. I mean, World of Warcraft is a fantastic opportunity for intellectual individuals to engage their mind and socialize in a healthy way if used appropriately.
Is that
just
the
like
computer
cocaine?
game?
What?
World of Warcraft or Dungeons and Dragons?
They both can be played.
D&D is like a game you
More-
play, like,
yeah.
it's like they call it tabletop game.
Yeah,
It's,
I know.
You're playing.
It's not a video game. Yeah, I'm just talking about World of Warcraft. That's a video game.
That's a
D&D is
video
more
game.
like cocaine. You do it on a table. You have it out. Everybody can see it. You play together with other people.
It's more like cocaine.
Whereas with games like World of Warcraft, you typically are going to play alone.
It's like heroin.
You're going to get fat.
Yeah, heroin.
You're going to get zits on your asshole.
Speaking
Oh,
of which,
man, by the way,
Demi-
I had a pimple right under my right ass cheek the other day ago. That was from sweat, I think. Just like, random, ass
Dude,
sweat.
yin and
Dude, I
yang.
tried to
had
pop
one on
that
my left one.
motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
Ooh. Popping that shit.
Those are the worst.
Dude, I got
man.
hot sweats. My fucking knees were shaking. My balls were up inside my uterus. It was
Those
rough.
Are your uterus.
It was rugged. It fucking hurt.
Keep talking. I gotta pee. I'll be right
Okay,
back.
listen.
I
think
he's gonna
that-
He's gonna go pop a pimple on his butt
It's gonna go
cheek right
pop a
now.
pin- It's on his dick. I had a pimple on my dick one time. I don't know how it happened. I asked myself, I was like, does the dick have pores? Like, because that's what
it's
that's
got
what
hair
zit is.
follicles. It's got hair follicles
Yeah, so it's got to have
on the
pores.
shaft. I don't think you could get a pimple on the head of your penis.
It wasn't a pimple though. It was a not on the head though. That's a different type of skin. Yeah, I don't think that has hairs.
I
the
don't
head.
think so either.
No,
If
but the
it did-
shaft, I'll trim it now and again, and I noticed that the trimming. If I get
Yeah.
close, I'll get the razor bumps, which turn into little zits, kind of,
Yeah.
little pimples, and it becomes a motherfucker. Because then you're like, you don't want to itch too hard. What you do is you do the back drag. So like, pretend this is the shaft. You do like this, because you can't go
Yeah.
like this and pull down, because then the skin will come down with it, and it won't actually get an itch. Or what you can do is you can like you pinch zoom on a phone. You like pinch your skin open and then scratch the inside of the pinch, because then the skin's taut, and then you can get at the itching. But the problem with
that's what men generally do, a strategy for itching the testicles, not
the balls.
necessarily the shaft.
the
yeah.
shaft. Well, I got loose skin. I used to have a bigger dick and it shrunk.
Really?
Yeah, I gave up my
Did you
concealed
measure
carry
it?
permit. No, I don't carry a gun anymore, so my dick is just a little smaller than it was. But it's okay. Caleb carries three. One
Three
for
guns.
me, one for him, and one for Michael Jackson.
Guns or penises?
Small children. No, guns. Do you carry a firearm, Caleb?
Depends where I'm at.
Okay.
Usually, yes.
Do you find
School? Yes. Public library? Yes.
everywhere where
Menards?
there's a bank or a
No.
federal
The
institution?
courthouse, the church.
Menards? No, because everybody else has one.
Yeah,
there.
that's right. Walmart, I'm good.
I think
Yeah.
it's a fantastic opportunity to discuss that. I mean, would you carry an open sword if you had a jacket long enough?
No.
No.
A sword?
Why do you laugh? Why do
Because
you
I
laugh?
know
It's
what
a
you're
real
referencing.
fucking question.
I know.
A
who you're
sword?
He's being condescending, Nick.
You can't carry a sword on your back, though. 'cause
Why not?
it's-
Well, you don't need to
it's-
carry it on your back. Duh.
It's not possible to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, that's
It's-
how you get a blade up your ass.
Yeah, without like chopping your fucking head off. I've always wondered that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
makes
just a
sense.
movie thing. The swords,
Katana
they're too long.
circumcision. Yeah.
They're too
Yeah.
long, dude.
They carry them on their sides.
Yeah.
So
on their
I
belt.
could say this beyond a shadow of a doubt: Omaha is not afraid of COVID-19. Because I drove.
No,
I drove by 3 different locations on the way here, and they were fucking packed. By that, I mean, no joke. The first place, hundreds of cars. Second, thousands of cars. No shit. Horseman's Park, thousands of cars. 3 different football fields filled with cars, and all those fuckers are inside of that building, which, by the way, I think is fantastic. I think it's awesome, and I think it's great. But when I went to Texas last month or month and a half ago, I was in Dallas and Fort Worth, and they were scared there more than they are here. And I guess it's understandable because there's a lot of fucks in Fort Worth and Dallas. I mean,
COVID? They're more afraid.
Oh,
Really?
dude, they're like
there's a lot of people in fucking Dallas, man, which means
There is.
your percentage of meeting like a dirty fuck in Dallas is a lot higher than meeting one in Omaha.
Council Bluffs. I've not seen one person with a mask on in a public place in Council Bluffs, except for the homeless fucking crackhead on the corner who pulled his down to smoke his Pall Mall that he filled with 5 other cigarettes he got from a fucking ashtray 6 months ago.
I'd be worried
hiding in his asshole for the last 6 years.
I'd be worried about that guy like masturbating at me more than getting COVID from him.
Fair.
You
Yeah.
ever used a mask that was in your glove box to clean up the cum?
Yeah, all the time.
He says yeah all the time without even pausing.
Not an issue. No. That's no shit, dude. Like, have you ever been downtown, like, and you have like homeless men coming at you?
Like
coming at you?
nutting at you?
No. I mean anything intimidating, like
Just
screaming
walking
at
towards you?
and shit. Yeah.
I only feel that way about the black homeless people.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding.
For me, it's the Asians. The way their eyes look at me, it's like, are you high or?
I've never seen an Asian homeless person.
Neither have I.
Even in California.
Man, that is a funny fucking adage. Wow, that's true. I've never either. Wow. Holy shit. I think we just stumbled on something here, gentlemen.
I once saw a homeless guy at a bus stop. I was at a stoplight and there was a bus stop, and I saw this homeless guy. He had a fucking crack pipe, right? And he went and asked this woman for a light, and she held the lighter and lit the crack pipe
For his crack
him.
pipe. Oh, that's so nice.
So
dude.
nice to watch people help each other.
It's about community, really.
It's all about community, man.
It's sort of like that thing I was talking about the pedophile camps, where they have the special camps for. Have I told you that story, Nick?
No, let's hear it.
Well, I just feel like we've got a real sexual predator issue right now, and one of the ways we can definitely handle it would be to have like a summer day camp where we have these people who are charged with these special things or these different things. Have them go to like community, like leg races, like this 2-legged races thing, and like wheelbarrow races, and like a potato toss, or they do those eggs in the thing, and just different kind of pedophile camps where pedophiles can like get to know each other and like fellowship and like community, like coming together, kind of.
I think
Nick isn't laughing at all.
I think it would probably be in everyone's best interest to keep pedophiles as isolated as possible from each other. Because when they start coming together, then they start coming up with schemes and shit. And like,
imagine a big camp of pedophiles.
Not only that,
you keep kids away from that camp, they're good.
Then the townspeople start to show up with fire, and that's usually how those things end.
And I mean, I might look the other way on that.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's like, oh, you burnt 150 child molesters, a week's probation, go pick up trash. Like that's like that kind of.
I wonder if there's like a way we could facilitate their humanity. Like I know that they're pieces of shit and they've made poor choices and they don't deserve the freedoms that we have because we're better people than them. But deep down inside, where it matters, we're better than people.
Sure.
Yeah, but and we're nothing like them.
Yeah.
No way, shape, or form at all.
So the thing is, there's a difference between a child molester and a pedophile, because a pedophile has urges, but a child molester acts on them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, there are pedophiles that have never touched kids. Now they're far and few between. Like we all have urges to go. I mean, there's people all over that have urges to drink or use drugs or whatever, and then they do drink and use drugs. But 9 times out of 10, nobody gets hurt from that. When a pedophile acts on an urge, it's over, right? So that's
It's
all right. So here's a weird question.
I feel bad. Like the people that are like pedophiles that have the urges but don't act upon them.
Know they're wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, including like don't consume child pornography, because child pornography is extremely destructive. But like even the people that just 100% just understand that they have like a fucking issue and they don't act on it, I feel bad for those people.
Sure.
Those people I think deserve sympathy, because it's like, bro, there's something wrong in their brain that makes them attracted to fucking small like fucking kids, and it's like, well, what are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, those are far and few between, though.
Yeah,
act
I
on it
think
a
so.
lot.
Well, I mean, dude, unless they act upon it, how you gonna fucking know? You know what I mean? Unless they
Yeah.
admit to it. But even if they admit to it,
Some
like
of them do, and they get help, but it's like a HIPAA
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
You know what I think is interesting is that there's got to be a percentage of these people who weren't. I mean, like I consider myself pretty self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty with it. I find it value personally in being aware of my fears and my shadow self and all that shit, right?
Mhm.
Psychedelics have helped me in that regard, but I don't imagine a lot of people are. My experience is usually most people are pretty fucking unaware of how they react and respond.
Yeah.
Most people are pretty stuck on themselves, but not themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like they love to obsess about who they are and what they want, but at any moment, at any given time, when given the opportunity, they run from that part that they don't like, and they either neglect it or mute it or numb it or dull it, turn it off, mute, whatever. They plug the la, it's not happening, it's not happening.
Yeah.
And so then when they're confronted with it, it's sometimes a surprise or a shock.
Mm-hmm.
So what I find in a lot of these stories you hear about, like the First 48 and fucking SVU, which I fucking hate those shows. I think they're
You
murder
hate
porn.
SVU?
I wanna be
love
clear.
SVU.
As a cinematic product, it's fantastic.
Sure.
It's beautiful.
Especially Ice-T.
The writing is fucking fantastic. It's amazing. It's perfect. It's perfect for my representation of like my growing up times, like
Sure.
mid 90s,
Sure.
copping. I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
But getting past the whodunit, I'm not
Yeah.
really interested in finding out about semen in a girl's ear that's been in
Sure.
a fucking culvert for 6 months.
You know what else drives me nuts is Elliot Stabler.
Yeah.
Like if a cop were to beat suspects up as much as he does, he would have been fired.
Very fired and put in jail.
Yeah.
For
put
breaking
in
the
jail,
fucking law.
Cases would have been thrown out. Like,
Yep, absolutely.
and
So
have you ever watched that documentary about the Night Stalker?
No,
That's on
everyone talks
Netflix.
about it,
You should. And the only reason I bring that up is because like that happened in like what the 80s, right? Like late 80s, the Night Stalker thing.
yeah.
One of the cops admits to like beating the fuck out of a
Homeless guy.
not a homeless guy, but like a friend of the Night Stalker guy. Like he's like just some fucking bum that knows him, right? And he has him in the back of a cop car and just starts like whooping the guy's ass in the cop car to get him to tell him like this Night Stalker's name. That's how they found the Night Stalker.
Yeah, it happened to work that time, but
yeah, I know.
I mean, sometimes
I remember
people
watching
just say
that going
shit
like
to get you to stop,
yeah,
It's
I
like,
remember watching that going like, damn, even though that was used to find this fucking like terrible serial killer, I'm like, I'm not very comfortable about that, man. Like,
have you ever heard the thing about the FBI, the CIA, and the LAPD?
no,
So
this is
Where
gonna be
they
a
gave
joke.
drugs to
yeah, it's a joke. It's FBI. Well, yeah, lots of drugs. So the CIA, the FBI, and LAPD are all told they need to go find a rabbit in this forest. So CIA goes in first. They collect samples of like the soil and all kinds of shit. They interview different animals. They have people live amongst them for months, and then they determine that there's no such thing as a rabbit. The FBI sits outside the forest for 30 days, waits for it, burns it down. LAPD goes in. They find a bear and they beat him till he admits to being a rabbit.
That's fantastic.
That's the story of how they found the rabbit.
Black Lives Matter picks up the cause for the rabbit, and now it's a fucking riot. God damn it. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of cases where these fucking terrible monsters do monstrous things, and they're completely unfucking aware of it.
Like pedophiles?
Well, that's a perfect example. I mean, like, I know for a fact that I'm not interested in kids sexually.
Sure.
Having given it some thought.
Think about it one day.
I thought about it. I was like,
thought. Yeah.
Doesn't make my wiener wiggle. Doesn't do it for me. The idea of traumatizing an innocent person sexually,
it's terrible.
It turns me off.
That person will never grow up normally.
Yeah, everything about it is terrible, dude.
Like
Definitely.
even like there's victims of child sexual abuse, so like they grow up normal, but these motherfuckers are in therapy 3-4 times a week. It's not normal.
They can't have like normal relationships with people.
No.
Like they're just it's
sex is ruined for them. They will never like, even if they like, they'll have fun having sex sometimes because everyone does, but there's no guarantee that like it's sex is ruined. They're never going to be able to look at it the way someone like myself who wasn't diddled will be able to.
There's a lot of
psychedelics.
women.
Without
There's a lot of
psychedelics.
women that talk about like when they if they were like sexually abused when they were younger and that cannot orgasm.
Yeah, I've heard
like
of it.
It's impossible for them.
Dude, they said psychedelics. I think it was MDMA they used as a treatment for PTSD. I think it was like this breakthrough study they did, this experiment, and it was like 87% successful.
John Hopkins did it.
Yeah.
My friend Matthew, I forget his last name right now, but him and a bunch of other people at John Hopkins, they are working towards making it regulated and normal.
Yeah.
Things like MDMA treatment.
Yeah.
They did this study with veterans, man, and it was something like 92% recovery rate of treatment-resistant, chemical-resistant PTSD.
Yeah.
Meaning like...
It was like 2-3 years ago, wasn't it, when it happened?
Exactly. And now they're saying, okay, now we can actually, make it legal. Now we can actually have people have access to it. This guy, Matthew Hester, I think his last name is, but he was the one that helped do the trials, and now they're saying, well, we want a professor of psychedelics.
Yeah.
At John Hopkins.
Nice.
So he's like,
wow,
okay.
Cool.
So I heard about that too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thing, man. It's gonna be where, when I walk into a dojo with a psychedelic shirt on, people aren't gonna be like, oh man, have you tried DMT? It's gonna be like, oh hey, what's up, man? I'd be like, what's up? How are you? He's like, good. How are you? How was your day?
Everyone wants to know what DMT is like.
Can I just tell you, it's terrible.
Is it?
It's terrible. Have you ever died?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Die. And that's what it's like. It's horrible. It's fucking terrible. I mean, look, I'm not saying that you can't find positive, valuable experiences.
Yeah.
But death is not negative. So to say death is terrible or bad, or that it's a bad thing is understandable, given that you experience separation and all the connotations of it are mourning and negative and blah blah blah. But ultimately, and then another thing too, people constantly they throw around the term ego death.
Yeah.
So they're like, ego death, man, I want to experience ego death. It's like, no, that's not. The ego is a part of who we are.
Yeah.
That's what ego is. Fantastic. It's a good part of us. It's just like shit and piss. People are like, well, shit, it's gross. I don't like shit. It's a part of who you are.
Yeah.
Literally, you're fucking made up of it. It's all inside of you.
Yeah.
So it's like when people are like, I want to experience ego death. It's like, no, you don't. It's like if you could imagine what it's like to have your breath leave your lungs and do. And
what is ego death? What is that like?
The term ego death is a colloquial euphemism. It's used in the community to refer to an experience where you've had so much of a compound that you go beyond yourself and feel like you're dying.
Sure.
And I have experienced that on a number of occasions under the influence of a variety of different compounds, but I can't say it's something I would want anyone to experience ever. And I never want to experience it again. It was horrible, but I can tell you it changed my life and helped make me the better person I am today. Yeah. So at the same time as saying I don't want anyone to go through it, I would be right there with someone with their hand in my hand as they went through that on their own. Yeah. But it's dumb to me, and I feel like it's unhelpful and actually deleterious to any kind of a movement, fingers in the air, quote unquote, to say that someone should try to pursue some kind of experience like that. If someone wants an experience like that, they should definitely try to pursue it and find someone who's taken more than what they're taking, find a safe setting, find a mindset, do some push-ups, get into the sauna, do some yoga, do some meditation, smoke some weed, whatever it is you need to do to find out who you are inside. Because if you're not comfortable with that shadow portion of you, however the fuck you call it, when that shit comes up, it's scary. It's terrifying, especially like when you don't expect it to, because that's when people have a bad trip.
Well, that's the same chemical too that your brain naturally releases when it thinks you're dying, right? So it's basically like a near-death experience.
That's
it's almost
how you
the
see
same
like the
thing.
near-death. Yeah, it's near-death experience, dude. It's so weird, like, because when I had my accident, it was I hadn't smoked at all, but it was like I was high, like the adrenaline and the fucking DMT your brain releases. It's crazy. And they say like these stories about when people die and go up and see heaven or whatever. That's just the DMT in your brain. that's being released. You know,
It
they
could
come
be.
back. It could be, not necessarily.
Could be heaven, Caleb.
It could be, but well, here's my
You
thing though.
pessimistic fuck.
Heaven looks different for everyone. Shouldn't it look the same?
You say that. How do you know?
Maybe, yeah, maybe heaven's
Maybe.
heaven's a personal heaven for everybody.
Maybe.
That's what they have on American Dad. That's what I'm going with.
Maybe
I
my
feel
balls
like
are
Yeah.
fairies that will someday open my sack and fly away.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking hell is
Maybe.
you relive the worst part of your life over and over again,
Yeah.
and then heaven is like the best part over and over again. You know.
Do you think that it would be cool though? Because then they'd want to fly, and I don't know how strong those strings are that connect my balls to my body,
Yeah.
but I can't imagine it would pick me up. So if those fairies started to fly away with my
I
balls,
think that would
I
just
think,
be. I think that would just be painful.
I think
to
they
be
would rip
honest.
off.
There's-
Honestly,
Yeah.
There's also the loop theory that just
what that they
everything-
loop the sack cord around their body and
Well,
then
yes,
really
of
get a head
course.
start. Or...
You know that something like that happens to bull riders, and they
it's called a latigo.
Yeah.
They wrap that shit around the bull's nuts, dude. That's so goddamn terrible.
Oh, it's
Well,
it's
no, it
very-
can
So
happen. It
fucked
can
up.
happen to
It's
the actual
terrible.
rider, where the testicle, when you're riding, it can get to it. I knew a guy in the army that happened to. He was a bull rider, and that happened. One got wrapped around, and he had to amputate one of his testicles. and he had a
Oh,
prosthetic
fuck.
Testicle. Yeah,
Oh man, he had a fake nut.
yeah,
Oh.
he did.
I'd have called him something like Tycho Tots, or I don't know, because you know tater tots are balls and Tychos are toy plastic. Nick is
Yeah.
not fucking impressed with my words at all. He looks at me with the same drabble my dog looks at me with when I'm like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" He's like, "Get the fuck away from me! Why are you even talking to me right now?" Because you're not as intoxicated as my friend.
I
and
say
are.
I'm not intoxicated at all, and you.
No,
guys
yeah,
are.
we're
I'm pretty intoxicated.
Well, Caleb's on floor 4, I'm sure, for sure.
3.
3?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm close to 2.
I think I have to pee more than I'm high.
You have to-
By high, I mean I've consumed legal purchase products, CBD, Delta 8,
Delta 8.
with a debit card.
Dude, Delta 8's fucking great.
Delta 8 has the capacity to change the perspective of many constituents with weed.
Yeah.
A lot. Like people who are like, I don't know, my son uses it. He was in the war. I don't know. He uses it. I don't know.
He was in the
He
war.
was in the
That's what I listen to me. I have literally heard someone related to me say something similar to that.
The war.
I won't say it was my mom because she wouldn't say that, but I've heard people say that. And like my family
The
members in
war.
Texas, the first fucking thing they asked me when I went to Texas was, "So talk to me about that weed or the mushrooms or they want to know about it." I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong? Am I the only one with fucking vice here?
The weed.
Am I the only one who can like
You're
Google
the-
shit?"
You're the weed guy, man.
That's fucking
All about
retarded. It's the
weed.
dumbest thing ever. It's like, go watch a goddamn documentary. It's 2021. You have
Right.
Hulu and Discovery and fucking Disney. It's all over. There's weed shit everywhere, man. And you're
I would-
stupid if you don't know about it.
I would
you
tell
know?
people just go like try some edibles, man. It's not like it's gonna
Fuck yeah.
fucking kill you.
No.
Like it's literally
you might
not
think it will
going to-
for a second. Yeah, but yeah.
Take 10 milligrams and take a nap.
Yeah.
Okay. Then take 30 the next week, and then take 50 the next month, and then come to my house and take 100, and we'll go on a fucking roller coaster ride, and it'll be a goddamn blast.
That's what I love is the people that try edibles for the first time and they think they're dying off 10 milligrams.
It's
I'm
like,
like, I
fuck.
promise, if 10 milligrams of this could kill anyone, they would not sell it. Like,
What is it? I
would-
said I start with. Usually I
Literally.
get going with about 120 usually.
Yeah.
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 And then when it's Delta 8, it's usually 200 to 250 because they I think they fib a little with their dosages because it's not federally regulated,
Sure.
which it could be. Like this wonderful
Could
can of
be.
Coca-Cola, federally regulated and approved by the FDA.
It's terrible for you.
Definitely
Coke?
filled with more sugar than I need.
Coke, it's like chemicals. You ever
Oh,
pour
God.
Coke on car corrosion?
Oh, you ever pour it on my tongue and watch me smile?
I love Coke. I'm not going to act like I'm holier than thou. It's fucking phenomenal, especially the cherry shit.
Oh God,
But-
cherry Coke makes my
Go ahead.
wiener wiggle.
Fuck yeah. But like Diet Coke on like corrosion on a car engine, man, it's terrible.
Yeah, I've actually stopped drinking soda like that for like the past like 2 months, and
This
I
is the
feel
first
I feel
soda.
a lot better about
Yeah.
myself.
I've
the
started
first
a
soda I've
low-carb
had in a
diet,
while.
So
I like to drink coffee and Bang and water.
coffee's great.
That's about it.
Coffee
I-
is yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
without coffee. I can't function. That's
Can we just
unfortunate.
admit that's a drug?
Oh, 100%. It's a drug.
Caffeine, yeah. I mean,
the most
Coffee,
abused drug
not
in the-
caffeine.
it's
No,
a
no.
chemical.
I'm talking about people are addicted to
To
the
coffee.
coffee,
Yeah.
not just caffeine.
I just don't like how people try to get all craft beery with coffee. I'm like, coffee and cream is one thing, but like when you saying like 4 words in French or Italian to order your coffee, it's like what's going on?
Oh well, I will say this. I've had Turkish coffee before. Tim, you've probably had it when you were over in the Middle East. Turkish
yeah.
coffee is really fucking good.
There's a
man.
place around here called Himalayan. What's it called? Himalayan Hills, Himalayan Java, Himalayan something downtown.
Okay, yeah.
That place has Turkish coffee. I'll tell you something, man. You go to fucking Starbucks and get a quad venti caramel macchiato. Okay, fine. You get that, you have that, and that's fine. And then you go and you get a small Turkish coffee, and you sit in the corner and you listen to their fucking blah 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 music. And
Yeah.
it's calm, and they're burning their incense. I want a fucking euro and go back to country. It's really, really comfortable. It's relaxing. Yeah. I want to have a discussion about massage clinics.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's more discussion that needs to be had about it than the community of men with penises than, and I say that on purpose, than has it been had in the
Are you
previous.
talking about
I
the one
can
up the street from you?
well, I can say I go to a massage clinic here
His
to
eyebrows
get
are raised,
massages.
guys. When he says that, his eyebrows are raised, and his,
No,
he kind
I
of looked
actually have
away
a really,
a little just now.
I have a
His
really
cheeks are
funny
glowing.
story about it
His
because
cheeks are red.
no, in the fucking in the room, right, that they do it with.
He's got to pee. Just keep talking. Or do
In
you
the
want
room, yeah, in
No,
the
keep
room
going,
that they
keep
do
going.
it with, in the room that they do it with, there's a piece of paper taped up to the wall that says like, our massages therapists are like licensed practice, like individuals. They will any response or like any request for like a sexual favor will be met by like calling the police and you get kicked out. And I looked at that and I was like, that's so fucking funny. Dude.
Every sign has a story. That's what you
exactly,
have to
dude. There was
every
literally some
sign-
guy in there that was like, "All right, baby, now it's time to suck my ass." Now
It's,
I got
yeah,
a
no,
massage."
it's like those fucking. Well, first off, you think you're getting a hand job at Massage Envy, you're a moron, right? Well, it's like you go to like urgent care clinics and they have like a big wording on the wall. It's just a reminder: assaulting a medical professional in the act of doing their job is a felony. Like,
Yeah, dude.
who beats up doctors and nurses? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what?
Well, assault and the sexual kind is, I'm sure there was probably somebody that turned around and just grabbed somebody's hand and put it on
that's
there.
true. They may consider that may be what that's for, honestly.
Yeah.
Like somebody may
Maybe.
have like grabbed the nurse's ass or something like that.
I'm just saying, like, I've got a pretty jacked up back from the military. I go get massages like every 2 weeks because, like, it makes my back feel like 1,000 times better when I go and do it regularly.
Massages are good, not just for like physical pain, but mental pain too. Like
Yeah.
anxiety, stress, anything like that. You go get a massage and it helps a lot.
I think that them pushing all those like nerve plexuses in your spine and stuff probably release dopamine in your brain.
and
just
it's
thinking
toxins and everything. And like, you ever have them do the hot stones on you?
Yeah, that's what I do every time.
Those are great, man. It helps a lot.
It does.
Like,
do you fancy massage parlors to go get massages like legitimately? Because
do you get massages? He was asking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do not. Hi guys, I'm back. I just I did a dick hand.
He did a pee.
Well, see, are you guys familiar with that, by the way? Well, you pinch the outside on either side of your wiener on the underwear, just a little pinch on the clothes on the underwear there, and then you pull it down. Don't have to touch your dick. Don't have to touch your balls.
I have to hold my dick when I pee with my full hand, or otherwise my stream is too powerful. That'll go.
He doesn't want to drown somebody, right?
I have the same problem, but my dick it's just so small. It'll just get all over my balls.
Massage parlors. What were you saying?
So I feel like a lot of people think that massage parlors are just for getting masturbation.
They're not.
They're not, dude.
I know that they're not.
There are some that are.
Yeah,
But
some are. Some are. The one by Caleb's house might be.
The one. Have you seen the one by my house?
No.
Tucked away in the back of the strip mall over there. Oh, my dog's busting in. Tucked away in the back of the strip mall, and it's open till like 4 a.m. And it's like got like closed blinds over the front. Yeah. Oh, it's.
Every single one I've ever seen looks just like that.
Yep.
Every massage parlor in Omaha looks like that. Okay.
No, not like
The
the
only place
massage envies and stuff.
The only place I've ever been massaged that didn't make me feel like some Asian lady that looked like a gorilla was going to pull my cock out was at my chiropractor. Okay. and he's expensive, and I love him. He's amazing. If
Yeah.
you live in Omaha, you should definitely go.
What's his name?
Mac Family Chiropractic.
I
It's
need one, so-
amazing. He's very, very inexpensive, very good jiu-jitsu practitioner,
Yeah.
really good family guy. Him and his brother run it. They take actual x-rays. They don't
Macavica?
no,
Or
Mac Family
Okay.
Chiropractic, MACK. So, but
I
I mean,
was-
and
I was
I
telling-
swear by it, but I don't know about fucking going to some of these clinics. These little, dude, it's like $45 sounds like
Go-
a really good massage.
Go to the chains. The chains will be a little bit more
Yeah.
expensive, but you don't feel like you're walking
I don't
into like a
wanna-
human.
Yeah,
trial.
they feel clean, like they feel professional when you go
Yeah.
to there. Like
But I'm okay.
There's not
with
just
some
like- there's not
dirty
just
Asian
like-
lady rubbing me.
the prices aren't written up on like a fucking whiteboard on
Yeah.
you know behind the desk on the front. Like
I remember the one time I went, and I've probably told this on the show before, but I remember I just needed a fucking massage. Like I was stressed, my back was hurting, there's all kinds of shit. So I found one for that night that would do it on Groupon, and I went to this place on Dodge Street called Asian Massage. And if you go to the website, the picture is just Asian girls, right? And it's like stock photo if someone searched Asian girls. And I remember I walked into the massage room and it smelled like sex.
Wow.
Yeah,
Someone
the
had
stock
fucked there in
photos-
the last hour.
the
Yeah.
stock photos are a good sign that there's some sex trafficking.
She asked
going
me
on.
3 times if I was horny. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So okay, so here's my concern.
I said no because I was repulsed and I was just very uncomfortable. It's like I didn't think this happened like outside of movies.
yeah.
Like,
It does, yeah.
and it's on a main street. It's not like it's hidden. Like,
So here's the thing. I'm not a fuck up, but I'm not somebody that necessarily everyone that has known me in my life would accuse me of being like a stand-up guy.
sure,
I've made some mistakes and errors.
sure,
I did some cocaine when I was in the army, is what I'm saying.
sure.
So, I'm not ashamed
Allegedly.
of my activity, but at the same time, I'm definitely, I don't want to repeat those mistakes. And if someone was to happen to find, say, I don't know, like a cop raid of a video of me trying to get a massage at a place that also gives hand jobs, and I'm not getting a hand job, but I happen to be there and I'm getting handcuffed. That fucking sounds terrible to me.
Sure.
I don't want to have that happen.
No.
So I want to post on Facebook and be like, hey, which one of you fucks have gotten a hand job and they didn't ask to touch your cock? Can I go to that place? How much are they? Because I don't want to go spend $400 to have some 12-pound fucking size 2, no titted fucking massage therapist, fingers in the air, touch my back barely. I need some fucking 4'4" hog to dig her fucking giant
Dude,
elbows
my lady
my
that
fucking
does
back, dude, just fucking me up, just digging into my soul for $4. And I need it to smell like whatever the fuck it smells like whenever she does whatever she does with her hog elbows. But I don't want to get caught in a sex scandal.
You're more of a fan of the
My-
deep
my
tissue,
lady-
not the Swedish, right?
Yeah, I don't Swedish my dick. That's fucking pussy. I don't want to get fluffed. I want to get fucking
Yeah.
rubbed.
Yeah.
the
Sorry,
lady
I
the
get
lady that I
passionate
go
about
to,
rubbing.
the lady that I go to is like a 65-year-old like lady
German.
from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong,
That's
got it.
fucking built.
They're
bro.
good at
She,
it though.
like,
Yeah.
They're good at it.
yeah,
though.
because she was like, how did when I first went there and the first time, because I've gone and got massage from her probably like 4 times now. She's at the first time I went there, she asked me like, how deep do you want? And I was
I
like,
don't know how much.
go
it's like.
fuck it, like go deep. Like I want a
Mistake.
good
Knuckle
massage.
deep.
Dude, yeah, literally like whole body weight on there. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, because my back is jacked up. So I need
That's what you need, man. Like it's easy to go get like the soft with I'll rub your shoulders and stuff like that. But no, like if you truly like, I mean, and sometimes it is nice to just get your shoulders and neck rubbed, right? But if you truly want progress and you truly want something positive and you want to feel good 3 days later, they got
I
to
want to get
in there.
manhandled like that lady's child just called her a bitch or something. Like I want her to
Yes.
just like, would you see you
She-
fucker? Like
She needs to beat my back the same way her
Yes.
husband beat her fucking ass for the last 15 years of his marriage
And that's the anger that's coming out of it. and that's
before
why
she
it's so-
murdered him.
Because masseuse is not a dream career, right?
No.
Nobody's dreaming about being a massage therapist.
She fucking
It's-
buried his dumbass in Belfast and moved here 15 years ago after he died suspiciously.
I remember one
He
time.
drank some
that is
sour
really-
mead.
That's
Extremely
oddly specific.
Look, I'm not saying that Jack didn't deserve it, but what I'm saying is the fucking shovel in his forehead was a big, big indicator.
No, man, it was a hard.
She's a
attack.
good masseuse. What can I say?
She beat him and he had a heart attack.
He fell
Yeah.
right into that fucking spade.
Hey, you know, I told him to not put the spade there.
In the words of Primus, kiss him upside the cranium with an aluminum baseball bat. My name is Mud.
I remember the old lady that said,
Will that get you kicked off shit if I just quote lyrics like
No,
that?
you're fine.
Okay, good.
No,
Fine.
no, you just can't play the song.
You guys are all like, you can't say the N-word. You can't quote lyrics. I'm
Well,
like, I
you
can't
can
say
quote-
anything.
you can
Jesus,
quote
is this
lyrics.
America or fucking Canada?
You can quote lyrics.
I'm not telling you off camera that you can't drop a hard R. All right, I'm just
You can
saying
say whatever
on
you
camera.
want.
Hard R? Hard R. What would a hard R be? Ramshackles. Rasputin.
Nick, did you just drop? I think we just lost Nick. Oh, he's back. He's back.
I told you, Tim, you're fucking tempting the YouTube gods.
Yeah, we're not even live yet. We're on Zoom, and Zoom's like, say it,
Dude,
buddy.
Have you guys
Tim,
been up and down the street and seen all these fucking rickshaws?
did you tell Tim about the time we were talking about Gene Stothart's husband getting killed and the internet cut
Yeah,
out?
we were talking to Scott about his campaign for governor, and I asked him if he was going to reopen the investigation into Joe Stothart's death. And right when I did that, our internet started going in and out, and it was so fucking spooky.
That's spooky. Speaking of Gene Stothart,
She lives not far from here,
yeah,
literally like a mile.
suicide is not a fucking joke, but her husband dying is very unfortunate for her career.
Yeah,
I mean, her life, but also for her career.
he's the one that kind of got her there.
It's tough.
Yeah,
Her husband was like a doctor or some shit, right? Like
brain surgeon, like
brain surgeon.
world-renowned
Yeah,
brain
that's
surgeon.
pretty.
What do you think what do you think is going on there, guys?
What?
I mean, you don't actually believe he committed suicide, right?
No,
No.
I don't
Am I the only one that doesn't believe that?
he
No.
doesn't believe. He
No,
committed
I don't
suicide?
believe he committed suicide.
No, neither do
Yeah.
I. Did, you
No,
heard
I
about-
don't believe she had a hand in it, but I think there was some fucky shit going on.
No, there was. Some
Yeah.
fuckery.
I
don't
think
know
there
if
was
she
some
killed
foul
him.
play. I don't think she killed him, but I think there was some foul play.
Yeah.
Dude,
Is
it's
the
fucking
investigation
Omaha.
closed all the way?
It's fucking Omaha, man. It's not that hard to get in mixed in with some fucking bad people over some stupid shit. Like, dude,
Nope.
you could have been fucking addicted to painkillers because you're a fucking doctor. You know what I
They do
mean?
that. Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, it happens.
They do that. No, you saw my Facebook post about my set downtown, right?
With the mayor. You told me about it with the mayor's
yeah.
aides or whatever in the
I
audience.
ended my set with Joe Stothart didn't kill himself, and I got booed. Like I killed the whole set, and then I got booed as I was walking off, and then someone came over that brought him, and it was Jacob Wilson, who was just on our podcast. He's like, yeah, they all work for the mayor's office.
It's fantastic.
I mean, honestly, that made me more proud. I'm like, the fact that I was able to kill the whole set and then immediately make everyone hate me, like that just makes it better.
I think a quintessential set for me in any kind of a comedy setting, if I can come anywhere close to calling myself somebody who says jokes behind a microphone other than what I'm doing right now, would be when I make people upset, like retard jokes for a mom who has a child with fucking Down syndrome, kid fucking jokes for a kid who was fucked with when they were 6.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite things because they're the worst. Because inevitably in me, this thing will go and try to save face. And I love to watch myself try to fucking save myself.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's good. It's helpful.
I try not to make jokes that are like really broad making fun of. I try to make jokes that are really targeted
Specific.
making fun of, and hopefully like something where you're like glad that that's not you. But if
Yeah.
it is you and you're getting pissed in the stage, it's like, ha, gotcha,
Yeah,
bitch.
gotcha.
Yeah, like look at this dumb girl here. She's got breasts. She's got a vagina. Would you just look at her? Fuck me. She's terrible. Fuck.
Well, so Big J Okerson was telling a story about how he used the word retard on a podcast or on a radio show, and somebody emailed him about how disappointed they were that he used the word retard. He's like, and Big J Okerson's like, you know what? I gave this guy the benefit of the doubt. I apologized to him. I said, I'm sorry, man. I crossed the line. Maybe this guy's kids, got something wrong with her, whatever. And he goes, and this fucker replied back to me with a picture of his daughter who clearly had Down syndrome that said, tell her you were just joking. And he goes, and then I was pissed. So I replied with, well, I mean, I can try.
But she looks pretty fucking retarded to me. Yeah.
He's like, I don't think she's going to get it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think when you look at when you look at how comedy has developed over time,
I love when you meet people with Down syndrome and they go like, "What are you fucking retarded, dude?" Like, that's like the
Right?
best because they own it, you know.
yeah. No, I've seen, actually, that's funny because I have a friend of mine, the place we do jujitsu in the basement there. He works for the state and will sometimes periodically take in kids who are either in some capacity or another have been damaged by their culture, their setting, their family, and they've been placed through the state in order to be able to find a better place to be, right? So he's like a midway, him and his wife. He used to work for Boys Town, and now it's through Boys Town, this state. Anyway, I'm digressing. The point is, he has had developmentally disabled individuals in his home, and he does jujitsu. He trains with them, like he helps them, cognitively engage their body and physically, and it's a good thing. It's good for him. Well, anyway, these guys, these kids, these two of them, they will fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like you don't expect it. Like this kid, he was, I guess he was about 18, and he would pretty regularly call me fucking stupid. Not stupid, fucking stupid. Okay. And so I look at Scott and I'm like, Scott's the guy's name. I'm like, Scott, can I fuck with this kid? He goes, dude, he's fucking with you, right? And I was like, yeah. I was like, good. Fuck you, faggot. Don't ever fucking call me that again. And he goes, oh, what are you going to do? And I'm like, come on. And so then we go and we fight and it's fun. And it's playful. But it's like, they don't give a shit. They don't fucking care. And you know who does care is the goddamn moral flag wavers. They give a fuck way more than the actual fucking problem.
Suburban white women.
It's suburban white women standing up for black people saying, you don't understand how it is to be Mexican. You don't understand how it is to be black. And I'm like, fuck you all the way. Fuck you because you don't actually understand.
Hey Tim, we got it going for us, man. Me and you are a protected minority of disabled veterans, so
Fuck
we're good, dude.
We're good. I'll stop preaching. I'll get off my rant. Yeah, I get frustrated because it's like they God damn it. Now I'm upset about the moral flag wavers. These fucking cunts with their mask. They wear a mask, they pull it down, they smoke a cigarette, they put it back up, and they're standing alone the whole fucking time.
Protecting their lungs.
Fuck you. Fuck you and your mask. Fuck you.
And they all
Suck a
if you're
cock.
wearing a mask. What I've noticed is the people that wear masks in the car, especially by themselves, they all go like 5 or 10 under the speed limit.
Yeah.
All of them.
They're all listening to KGBI, the local Christian radio station, those cunts.
They're not listening to, you know who they're not listening to? Chris Baker.
No. Fucking, that's timely right there. That's fucking fantastic. Fucking Chris Baker.
Dude,
hey, you
it's
know,
almost, I was gonna say it's almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
for
we
you
gotta
guys,
shut it
and
down
it's-
here.
Yeah.
We're doing an hour and a half.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It was fun.
We should talk about Todd and Tyler if we had more time, but we won't.
What did they do?
Dude, Todd and Tyler are amazing.
Oh,
Recently, they recently came out with a whole thing about fuck the norm and
you guys. If you're doing comedy and you ever go do a show where Austin Anderson's on it, man, go talk, because Austin always goes on the Todd and Tyler all the time. So
Austin Anderson, got it.
Yeah, Caleb. I don't know if you've ever done anything with Austin.
I haven't done any.
before.
I'm gonna at Twitter him if I had one.
I've seen him a couple times.
He's cool. He's a cool guy, man.
I apologize if I was too preachy or ranty, Nick.
No, not at all.
I had
You
1 to
you filled
1 to
my
400
role. Normally-
milligrams.
You filled my role. Normally, I do that completely sober. So
The 1 to 400 milligrams of cannabis that I had definitely helped do that. And this little flask of whiskey, which was Buffalo Trace whiskey, and it's fucking amazing.
I'm actually about to go buy some. I didn't get any time to have some beer with you guys while we were doing this, so I'm gonna go to the gas station right after this and go buy
Careful.
some beer. So
bring your pistol with you. There's gangbangers about.
I live in the safest city in America, dude.
El Paso?
Yeah, El Paso's
Council Bluffs, Iowa?
No, if I was going beer at 11 o'clock at night in Council Bluffs, I would definitely bring a gun with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a gun and some fucking bear mace and some meth just to deter the fucking crowd.
Throw it to them.
You throw the meth so they run after each other, start eating each other's faces. And then you shoot one and pick its body up and hold it up above the crowd and go, fuck you, I'll eat its body. And you start eating its throat. And then you're having sex with its hole you just ate. Now you're having sex with a dead body. Now you're that guy. Fuck, here we go. Everybody's judging you. Nick's not even smiling.
I'm smiling, man.
Adam Hawhey.
See, this right here is why I don't do stand-up comedy well, because I go off on these little rants that nobody other gets except for me. And the crowd in my mind is cheering. These views not to represent those of.
We just did. Bread and circuses.
Bread and circuses.
Bread and
everybody.
circuses. We're with Tim Locklear. Thank you guys so fucking
Appreciate
much.
it, everybody. Thank you.
Peace the fuck out.
Deuces.